Standing, feet hip distance, shoulders apart. Raise your hands up to about Dantian height. Close your eyes. And as you're breathing in, imagine the breath is coming up through the bubbling well points, the Yang Chen points in the center of the feet. You're breathing in, up the legs, bubbling and effervescent, up through the bubbling well points, up through the body, down your arms, and into that space in between your hands. So you're breathing in through the center of the feet, up to that space in between your hands. So pick the ball up. Pick the ball up in the center of the hands, and just raise the ball above your head and behind your head. Lift it up and behind the head, and just taking the weight of the ball down through the inside of the body into the ground. And then get the ball. You want to hold the ball. This is a wooden ball made out of beech, so you want to hold it so that the grain of the ball is pointing straight up, so perpendicular to your hands. Connect the ball with the Yongchen points in the center of the feet, the Dantian in the belly, and the Laogong points in the center of the hands. And pushing up with the Bai Huai on the crown of the head. And just start to rotate the ball. So you're pushing up from the center of the feet, pushing out, gradually increasing the distance the ball is going away from the body until it is the optimal distance away from the body. So it's not pulling on your back, on your shoulders there, you're working the whole body. Rotating the ball, using the breath. So breathe in and breathe out, or breathe out and breathe in. And change direction, so rotating the ball. So again, going optimal distance away from your body, not too far so that it's pulling on your shoulders or your neck or on your lower back. Working the whole body, so you're still connecting the Yang Chen points in the center feet, Dantian in the belly, Laogong points in the center hands, and the Bai Huai point on the crown of the head. Breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Oh, of course, breathing out and breathing in. Working the whole body, so it's not just arms, working the whole body. This is Tai Chi Ball. Tai Chi Ball. Okay, so standing out into a marbu stance, a horse riding stance. And rotating. So sit back to your right leg, or the right leg here, turn. Sitting back to the right leg, leave the ball where it is, then turn to the right. And the ball moves through the body. It's very much like the bear exercise from Chemanching style Tai Chi with the ball. And make sure the movement isn't coming from the hips or the qua area. You're floating freely through that area across the heads of the thigh bones, the pelvic floor, the qua, often translated as the energy gate. And the ball is moving with the whole body. So you're not twisting the knees here, the knees are staying in line with the toes. And we'll change direction. Changing direction, the ball is going now. Really relaxed in the hips, the pelvic area, moving freely through the hips and the pelvic, like a boat floating through water, so slightly submerged but floating through the surface freely. Always neutralizing the weight of the ball down through the body into the ground, so jading, neutralizing the weight of the ball down. You're not holding the ball too tightly here. It's like you've got the Laogong points in the center of the hands on it, but you're not gripping it hard with the fingers or the thumb. So connecting, working the whole body. This movement often called turning the millstone. The millstone in internal Chinese martial arts is often refers to as the waist area. The Chinese call it's not the yao, is it? The yao is, my understanding the yao is from just above the knees to just below the solar plexus. So getting smaller with the movement. Okay, so a heavier ball now. So the last ball was a wooden ball. This is a medicine ball. This is a 3 kilogram medicine ball. The last ball was I think it was a 2 kilogram beech wooden Tai Chi ball. Okay, so standing in your short horse riding stance here, your shoulder width stance. You drop the ball down to the left hip in this case. You bring it up the body to the right shoulder and take it down away from the body, back down to the left hip. Circling. Make sure it's not just arms here. You're working the whole body. So you have this rotation, this spiraling of the body as the ball comes up. And I've been doing pretty much, it's prescribed to do about 12 repetitions on each one of these in this ball Qigong. I tend to, when I'm doing this, I just do it until they feel right. So change direction. So now taking the ball to the right shoulder, down close to the body to the left hip, then out and back up to the right shoulder. Feel the whole body working here. You're not rotating your hands here. The hands are pretty much staying on the same. This is the horizontal plane. You can breathe out as you're neutralizing, and breathe in as you're sending out, or you can do it the other way around. It's kind of entirely up to you. But just make sure you're working the whole body, so you're still connecting the Yongchen points in the center of the feet with the Dantian in the belly, the Laogong points in the center of the hands, and the Bai Huai point on the crown of the head. So Yongchen, bubbling well, Laogong, palace of toil, Dantian, field of elixir, and Bai Huai, hundreds meeting place. Okay, so give you this side view here. So down to the right hip, up the body, up to the left shoulder, then down away from the body and back down to the right hip in this case. Rotating with a breath, breathing in and breathing out, or you can breathe out and breathe in. It's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. Make sure you work in the whole body. This is Tai Chi Ball, so make sure you're mobilizing the whole body all at the same time. Everything moving together. Okay, changing direction. So to the left shoulder in this case, down, close to the body, down to the right hip, then out and back round. So it really feels like pushing out of the right leg in this case and sinking down to the left leg. Not a massive transfer of the weight from leg to leg, but you feel that slight shift. This kind of is Tai Chi Ball as well, so you make sure you're never double weighted. You never have the same amount of weight on each leg. Of course, there's always a kind of a fraction of a second when there will be the same amount of weight on each leg, but you really work on kind of trying not to do that, I suppose, even though there is that fraction of a second and there must be. Again, you can do 12 of these. 12 is a good Qigong movement. Okay, so moving up to the heavier ball now. So this is a I think this is a 5 kilo pine ball. So stepping forwards with our right foot in this case. It's the same movement as we start with, but now in this gongbu stance, this bow stance. So again, the ball goes the optimal distance away from the body for you. So it's not pulling. This is a heavy ball, so it's not pulling on your neck, on your shoulders, or on your lower back. The whole body is still moving together. Have the feelings if you're throwing the ball forwards, projecting it forwards, pumping it forwards from the rear left leg in this case, throwing the ball away. Listen to your body. Listen to your body. I've always found that, I'm not going to do it on this video here, but I've always found that after doing this set of Qigong, this ball Qigong, it's really good to do the microcosmic orbit meditation, where you circulate your energies around the conceptual and the governing meridians, those meridians that roll around the torso, the first meridians that form when you are a fetus inside your mother. So pushing forwards here, make sure the knee goes forwards in line with the toes, no further forward than the toes. Your sacrum's tucked under, tailbone pointing towards the floor, goes no further back than the center of the calf muscle. I have the feeling when I do this one as if I'm neutralizing the ball down into that back leg, and imagine it goes in, the weight of it goes in an arc underneath the ground and comes up through the center of the front foot, the right foot in this case. Then we can start the steps in this now. I was just stepping back, so we have the left foot forwards now. Step back, so I'm stepping forwards here. Okay, stepping again. Okay, then we'll step backwards here. Make sure you're using the weight of the ball and the rest of your body to kind of, or using the ball as a counterbalance for the step here. So everything is moving together. I really get the feeling when doing this, the whole body's moving like a locomotive train. Everything moving together, as we should have in whenever we do Tai Chi. Everything moves together. When one part moves, every part moves. If one part stops, every part stops. That's just drawing the ball towards us, now pushing it away, as if throwing the ball away. We'll bring the steps into it. I always find when I do the stepping here, it takes me a few steps before I get the whole body connection. So I aspire to be able to do it from the get-go, from the very start, but it takes me a few steps before I get the whole body moving together. So it's always, as with this Tai Chi stuff, it's always work in progress. Work in progress. Okay, we've got it now. So everything moving together. Everything moving together. The ball counterbalances the steps. Counterbalancing the steps. Okay, back to our shoulder width stance. Not stepping forwards with back to the shoulder width stance. Okay. So now we have one hand on top, one hand on the bottom. We're just going, keeping the ball at shoulder height, going from side to side. Make sure you're using the whole body, it's not just arms here. You have that twisting. Make sure the knees stay along the toes. You have a good connection with the ground. You're not lifting any part of the feet off the ground. Really connect the ball with the Dantian in the belly, Yongchen points in the center of the feet, and of course the Laogong points in the hands, and always pushing up with the Bai Huai on the crown. It's getting smaller with the movements. Okay, so now we can step forwards with a right foot in this case. So left hand on top, rotating back, bringing the ball to the body, rotating back, very much like the robot move in most Tai Chi forms, especially in the challenging style of Tai Chi. Rolling it back and then pushing it forward, so its whole body's moving together again. The knee, right knee in this case, goes forwards in line with the toes, no further forward than the toes. Sacrum's tucked under, tailbone points towards the force, taking the hollow, the flat out, making the lower back nice and flat, and the tailbone goes no further back than the center of the calf muscle. Everything moving together, keeping the nose in line with the belly button, shoulders are staying in line with the hips, as you should do when you're doing Tai Chi. Okay, so do the other side, give you this side view here, so rotating back again, look at the knee going forwards in line with the toes, sacrum's tucked under, tailbone pointing towards the floor, no further back than the center of the calf muscle. Nose in line with the belly button, shoulders in line with the hips. You're not really bobbing up and down here, floating freely through the hips and the pelvic area. You want that relaxation of the hips and the pelvic area. The movement's definitely not coming from the hips and the pelvic area. Always connecting the ball to the Dantian and to the Yongchen points in the center of the feet. Everything moving together. Okay, back to our shoulder width stance here in the final exercise. You're making like a figure of 8 here, like an infinity sign. So moving the ball through an infinity sign. So moving from your center, so you're in effect making the infinity sign with your center of gravity as well. You're dancing in that area about 3 fingers below the belly button, in the center of the body, and the waist, of course. The dancing in the very center of the waist. Keeping the waist in motion. Doing this figure of 8, this infinity sign. Everything moving together with the breath. Okay, give a side view here. Change the direction. Got the infinity sign. Just a little bit there. Loosen it again. Okay, get the concentration going. So we've got the figure of 8 now, the infinity sign. Really works the wrists here. I find Tai Chi Ball really helps you with the Tai Chi forms, but it really helps with your pushing hands as well. This is the heaviest wooden ball I've got. I've got a 10 kilo iron ball in the house, but I use that more for, not so much for this sort of exercise. The wooden balls are great for Tai Chi Qigong, Ball Qigong, because wood is a really good transmitter. Okay, ball on the floor. Okay, finish. Salute. Thanks for watching.